Yeah. I haven't been online for quite a while. Uh, this week wasn't a very good week. No, it wasn't a good week, but then the results of the week, I think, now that from my doctor's appointment on Wednesday and me complaining about my neuropathy, the pain that's running through my hips and joints and legs, that by Friday night, Jeff and I figured, well, Jeff figured it out. He got online, he started researching, but he found out what it is that it was affecting me. Citric acid. Remember, I went in there and I was talking about uric acid and that the feeling of gout in the feet and that all electrical charge, and he dismissed it and even I'm not claiming that I didn't know what gout was, but I do know. So, anyways, the pain in my hips was worse, even worse the next day. And he prescribed gabapentin, which I thought was given to me as an anti-anxiety med, and it can be used for that because it relaxes you. But it's the only thing that they have that could help neuropathy. And so, at least that's what he's telling me. They're trying to avoid anything that's addictive. Why? I'm an addict. Give it to me. Someone kill me. I'm videotaping. I'm videotaping. So you'll hear me talking. Now, I figured I'd videotape. So, anyways, it got worse after the doctor visit. The gabapentin. Took the gabapentin. I already had it, so I got to take it that night, and of course the Claritin. And I was then 7 days from the actual injection. Remember? So there were symptoms going on. Just is that right? No, I'm in the injection now. The 7 days before was an appointment that we had when I started mentioning all these things. But anyways, I went for hydration. I Jeff looked it up, and it's in their literature. They give me a packet to read, and it says orange juice and grapefruit juice. That's what you should not take. That seems really simple. Most people don't have it. Some people enjoy it. I don't really. How often do I even think about grapefruit juice? I mean, no. So, anyways, no big deal. That shouldn't be too hard. So I get this new drug, and I'm going through these symptoms, and the symptoms were showing up before, but that's because I've been treated for so many other things, and I've had this condition. And then right after the doctor's visit, I went into wheeze mode and turned into wheezy. So I'm just a wheezy, like an old smoker. Well, that's new. And then I coughed up this big old chunk of material, and it came out in like phlegm up my throat after I coughed, and it was pure black. It was so gross. I don't know what that was. So then I've coughed up mucus since then, and it's clear, so no big deal. No blood, no blood. That could have been dry blood. Something down in there. And my lungs came out. It's mostly up here, upper lobe up here, it seems like is where the congestion wheezes. And so even though I'm talking and breathing, there's an underlying wheeze when I breathe. And it's like right here, it makes its own sound too. I don't like that flabber. That still needs to come from the vena cava syndrome. Get my neck back in shape. I don't want it to turn into a wrinkle monkey. Get it tight again. Anyways, No, it's not just orange juice and grapefruit juice. Absolutely not. It's citric acid. The, um, the particular manufacturer is not mentioning it in the literature. They're just saying grapefruit juice and orange juice, like generalized. Like the people will know. That's all they need to know. But then there's an Eli, I don't know, some kind of other reputable pharmacies that speak of it and have their own write-ups on it. And you go into more detail and you find out that God, everything's got citric acid in it. So I went through my diet and I just fixed a dish called pastiche. I'm sorry, pasticcio. It's a three-layer dish with noodles, white sauce, and cheese, and red sauce. Noodles, white sauce, red cheese, and then stacked. Well, no red sauce. I can't have red sauce. All tomatoes, canned tomatoes, and I don't have fresh tomatoes. I wish I had fresh tomatoes, but you can't even trust those because they'll be full of vitamin C, possibly. But the citric acid is added unto them in the can. So then one of the soups that I took to was bean and bacon. No big deal, heat it up. Bean and bacon tastes really good. Use some crackers. Citric acid. The little lollipops I just discovered that are absolutely so cool, little charm pops. They're all artificially flavored, so I don't have to worry about being allergic to anything. But the thing is, the citric acid. So what else is what else is pickles? Pickles, pickles. Oh, I have pickles on my hamburgers. So it seems like every time I look back at my recipes and how I've been cooking, I am totally saturated with citric acid. I'm like Mr. Citric Acid. So, oh, and guess what? Worse. Not really worse. Not really. My Gummy THC infused Gummies, citric acid. Yeah. So, anyways, what do you do? So you have to change your diet. Had a hamburger, couldn't have pickles on it. No big deal. No tomato. But we did it with feta cheese and some mushrooms. Oh, that's really good. So then I just have to change my ways. So I did on Friday night. I went through everything we could think of. And, it's all in the cupboard because in the cans it could just sit. It's only a 3-month trial, right? I consider it a trial. I've never taken this stuff before. This Zepzelka, and apparently it's a very dangerous thing. Now I got to consider thinking about that. And they said I'm the first that they've tried it on, or not first that they've tried it on, but the first time that they've used it. So I'm the first they've tried it on. That's the first time they've used it. And the pharmacy had to give me we had to do a sit down with a pharmacist, kind of a consoling counselor, and go over the paperwork together. And I did with her. And a lot of it, I told her I'll set aside because I can't really go anywhere other than deal with the symptoms I'm dealing. I'm really even thinking about what the drug is and why they made it. It's so wonderful, the packaging. Packaging. Well, anyways, their packaging, that particular manufacturer's packaging, is lacking the information that's needed. And especially in this culture. You tell some Hispanic woman she can no get no grape juice to orange juice. Oh, okay. She switched to apple juice, citric acid. And then she's suffering in pain, and the doctor calls it neuropathy. And it's all stemmed within the spinal cord, and they can't control it. It's just going to flare out. And here's gabapentin, and take your daily or 3 times a day, if not 4 times a day, Tylenol, and then all the other shit that you take, and all the other pills. Really? You think that Hispanic woman's going to know that her enchiladas aren't killing her? Well, if she makes them by hand, if you make it all by hand, you just have to be careful. I don't really know if if the whole pepper family is a vitamin C family. Maybe you can answer that. I have to look that up. I'm thinking it has vitamin C in peppers. Bell peppers? Yeah, I think that's vitamin C. Maybe not. Maybe it's a different vitamin entirely, and the capsaicin and all that, which would be wonderful. But her tomatoes, tomato sauces, sometimes you just buy them, and then culturally the family just goes to the restaurant, and then the restaurant's just going to buy the canned stuff. And it all needs to be preserved, and it all needs to be uh, um, packaged in such a way in the measurements of flavor and longevity. Sure. So surprise, surprise. So Friday, Saturday night, and then tonight, well, it would be now. Uh, I would be. I am now um, citric acid free. Now there's folic acid, and then there's another acid. Those are good, and they don't bother. And there are some companies that are promoting the use of folic acid in candies now to help people, which is so ideal. Now someone's got this all figured out. Huh. Don't you see? But not these people. Not these people over here. My people don't have it figured out. So my doctor looks at me like I'm a crazy man, giving him science lessons. Yeah, I don't know what to say. So I see him on, let's see. As a matter of fact, I was infused the week before because this is the infusion coming up. So I see him on Wednesday and it's my infusion. That's when I take my next round. Now the first round I think it got, and what it does is the citric acid actually, it's not, it's not just affecting the drug, it's splitting the drug, and then the drug acts in two different ways. And one of them is against the patient as far as the processing of what we're attacking. What it wants to go after is the citric acid. So it gets busy. The other one dumps too much of the toxin that would attack cancer onto the patient. So it's a twofold thing, and it's a fight. So the person's fighting for their life, and they're going through extreme pains and just rack the body. So just terrible, terrible. So I have to have words with these people without them thinking I'm some mad scientist trying to change their ways. No, it's what I've been saying all along. They lack the palliative portion. For some reason or another, people got disconnected from their hearts. You either got a stony heart or you have a fleshly heart. And it has to do with your emotions, of course. And then there's all these NPCs out there. And then there's the Y2Ks who came after, which I seriously, sorry, I don't feel like they have a spirit in them. They can't connect to the greater realm. They hear about it, we talk about it, speak about it to them, but they cannot make that connection. No, they're cut off. For this season, for this reason, ever since Y2K, the dragon has been disconnected from the youth. And you see that in Trump. He has a beautiful son. All his children are beautiful. But a beautiful son who's very Nephilim-like. And you know, when an angel picks up a woman, they have the Nephilim. And if I was standing next to him right now, Baron would seem like a Nephilim to me. I'm only 5'9". I'm probably shrinking. So, anyways, what was I talking about? I forgot. Oh, Trump. Yeah, he's cut off from children. He's relating. He lets Baron do his his own social media with his friends, and there's a friend, particular friend, that Trump acknowledges young people, but he's not he's in a realm that's so great up there that children really need to not worry, not fear, and have to hold two worlds like that together is unadjustable. It's good for young people to know the current world events, but how to run the world? No, you'd pop like Macron or something. I don't know. You would do something crazy. Like it'd be a little Trudeau or something. I don't know. I haven't even checked the date. It's been so long. Okay, it's 12:44 and it's on 10:13. Oh, this is my elder brother's birthday. Yeah, 10:13. His name is Rick. He's 13 months older than me. Yeah, and so I wasn't. I don't think I was planned. No, she just had a baby. Why would she need another one? Wasn't one good enough? Wasn't my brother Rick good enough? And bring me into the picture. So he's always had a difficult time with me. Yeah, his numerology today, the 10, the thief. It always will be for me. Patch, the one with the patch over the eye. It's a daydreamer. That's what I mean by thief. It just steals your time. It steals your time. Always someone stealing your time, girl. So the 10, all month, stealing your time. And then the year, the 8, because its presentation is really the great for the whole. First you step into the year, then the month, then the day. So have to know how to walk. So in numbers, dun, 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 what's the best course of action is the largest to the smallest. So you're stepping down. I guess you could turn around and step it up. Might try that sometime. But that's kind of like forcing that sort of vibration, that sort of energy field. And that's not what we're against. We don't want to be against that. We don't want to be forcibly removing the flow, you know. And that's kind of evil intent, isn't it? That's kind of like what Dave done. So Dave done. Did Dave do something? I don't know. Dave done. Um, the 8. Onto the thief creates the 9, the spirit, the breath. And the spirit is the 9 as in the humanitarian. It's got to be a spirit that contends with mankind. That there's both a right and a left. That there's the giver and the taker, and both have to be asked upon. Would you like to take this, or uh, to give or to take? Can you help me? And when asked upon, they'll bend over backwards. And there's lots of people like that with the number 9. Animals follow them everywhere. They always around animals in nature, and they're in a complete state. It's a complete state. It's a spirit. It's spirit talk. It's how angels speak. They don't even have to open their mouth. They just had a whole conversation with you. That's the number 9. So how that places itself upon the imagination, which is the thief. So the imagination gets played on by the spirit through time, through time. And that's a reality in this world, isn't it? It's a reality. So why not accept it as a reality in the world as a reality of this day? So the 10 with the 8 makes a 9, and that 9 presentation, yeah, is the emotion of it. So now we place that emotion upon the day, the 13. Now, the 13 is not just a 1 in 3. No, it's considered a set apart number. It can be unlucky for some, and some feel that it's just absolutely incredible. And so, with me and my brother, we were both born in a 13 colony. His was Massachusetts, mine was Connecticut. And born in 13 colonies under Mark Haskell, and we're both 13th generation. And yet, he was born on the anniversary of Fatima, which is at 13. And that's the three letters that are controversial. Controversial. Because they haven't been, the third letter was never received. And then it seems like the first time in the 60s that we were getting a real truth. And then, I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of interesting to have a birthday that's significant like that. And then me being 13 months later to find, yeah, that I was born. So it's set apart. It's the set apart number, the 13. Mom's house was a number 13. Did you know that? It added to a number 4, but it carried in a 13. Remember 9310? Yeah, 9310, Waverly. So we grew up in a number 13 house. And at 13 years of age, I left your house, Mom's house, my brothers, my sister, and I became an only child in a beast house, which we know of chapter 13, where I became a servant unto the beast. Yeah, through Carol. And then here we go. We have that 4, which is a 13. It's a door upon the spirit of motion. It's an emotional door. Oh, so my brother's having a birthday and he's having an emotional door. But it's imaginative. So he's imagining time, all the time spent, whatever, all that time spent, whatever, whatever. I hope he's listening. It's really some trust, and I'll try to explain that. Um, and the spirit upon that 13 door, emotional door, it wants you to knock on the door. It's someone else's door. You knock on the door. It's not your door. Don't go knocking on your door. You knock on his door. So then you knock on that door and he opens it and you go in and sup with him. That's all. And everything will be all right. Everything will be all right. Sure. Because it's a number 4 day and it's a work day for some. It's Sunday, but it's considered work and foundation. It's the career that we're talking about. That's what that's what he's crying out. I don't know. Did something happen, honey? Did something happen, Rick? And you got a big old mansion to pay for. And you don't know how it's going to pull it off. And nobody wants to buy a big old mansion. I'm wheezing. So wheezy. So that's interesting, dang. It's, well, I don't know. For me, I don't want a career in cancer. But I tell you what, I'm going to have words. I'm with the doctor. He says it's off his chest. That boy it's better to let the pharmacy take control. And I'm going to talk to him about some prescriptions that I'd like, that he seems to be ignoring. So we'll figure it out. And if something doesn't work, I ain't going to take it. So no harm done. But we're going to discover it if that's what it takes. And I feel much better after 24-hour purge already. That I should hope that when I walk in his door, he's going to be so proud of himself. Oh, look at how good he feels. He didn't do nothing. But I need to talk to the pharmacy because they're holding the wrong literature. They may be getting it from those people, And that's who prints it up for him. It's all nice and packaging, but it's not sufficient enough. And research has to be looked at home. You got to take it home and you've got to get on the internet and look at all the different medical experiences that are happening, that are adding unto it, that are recommending and find out it's going to work. But it's not with citric acid. So I was already detrimental right through the start, right through the gate, just saturated, all my whole diet. So, and the minute I finally figured it, well, actually, it was after this week that I developed this wheeze. So I'm hoping it's just that now it's coming out. Hmm. And see what happens. Yucky video, huh? That wasn't entertaining. Maybe for my brother Rick. He lives here in town. The slightest possibility that he would watch me is that he knows my name. I mean, come on, you can find me. That's all it takes. Yeah, you can use my original name too. It'll pop up. Hmm. They don't like my name. Yeah, they think I hurt my father because I changed my name to my mother's last name. And I didn't. I graduated from college in my 40s, late 40s, early 50s. And I felt it appropriate to honor her family because it was always my intention to go home and be a Haskell and not a Hulse. I don't know those people. And every time I told you, I was in contact with my dad's sister, which he didn't know. He says, it's like the two families came together, made an unfit, blah. So, anyways, she was in correspondence with her, Muriel, and she's passed away since then. But she told me stay away from the Hulses. They're hillbillies, and I didn't understand what she meant. Because no, really, they're inbred, and really in light. And it all came down to it in the spirit, and when it was revealed to me and my own father and his parents. And I discovered it online. I saw it. I saw a genealogy report that showed brother and sister, same names, coming out of Pennsylvania. And she was indicating stuff like that. She said, no, 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 they're not from. They're old school. They're all hillbillies. And it's like, ooh, stay away from those people. Yeah, so I did. Change my name. Okay, that's a quickie. Maybe I'll come back online and talk some more. But spiritually, I think we know where we are. I had an episode with pain that was so bad, and I was crying. It's over excruciating. And I'm on a heating pad, so I have to be on a heating pad and I have to be able to turn it on right away. And it can slice me in half in a minute, and then 20 minutes later, I'm fine. So it's a neurological neuropathy, and it's coming through the bones. Oh, and you know what else? I told him that my lip is numb, but it's center line, and it goes across like this, and it goes up. It's in this nerve right here. So it's the whole nerve impingement on my mouth. But I was eating popcorn yesterday, and I had just had a few pieces of popcorn. I was chew, 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 chew. And then I was crunch, 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 crunch. I thought to myself, that's not popcorn. I couldn't feel it. I stopped and I put my tongue over there. And oh my God, it decimated my whole lip. It flopped into my mouth with the popcorn and I just chewing on my lip like a piece of popcorn. And then it made a big flap of skin in there. And I pushed it in, tried to seal it, it's going to take. But now it's just been wearing through. And there's several other holes and bites going across. Right, I was going crap out. I was just eating my lip. So I just stopped right away. That was yesterday, and then I've been affected by that ever since then. 'cause it's so sore. And I used Ambisol today to even numb even more because I'm getting pains through my joints and through my jaw. So I don't want that neuropathy to now start eating my face. You know, be one of those people. It's like, no, thank you. I don't want to be that way. Let's hit this now. So they're not really giving me an answer as to what this is, other than you say it's previous anesthesia stuff. No, I don't want to hear that. That's an excuse. That's like, pull it out of your drawers. Pull it out of your drawers. I can sense that's a pull it out of your drawers answer. Just an answer people accept. It's always in their drawer. Mm-mm-mm. Crazy. See the silliness. I don't. That's maybe this is my new job to make sure these pharmacies are making sure they're addressing these poor people. They need to know about their food, what they're taking in, and when and how recent it was before they get started on this. You want the therapy to work. You don't want it to be disrupted. Good Lord. Follow the instructions. Now, can I talk to my doctor like that? If I did, he'd freak. He'd be like my mother. Ah! Yeah, don't run away. Help me. Help me help you. So now I'm off of it all. Be very, very, very careful for the next 2 months because it'll be this treatment and then the next one's in November 17th and then taking me all the way 21 days after that. And that's it. Then I can eat pickles again. Oh, pickles. Oh well. Okay. Take care. Have a good day.